Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, it's kind of a snowy day outside. We got this snowstorm going over. And so I'm back here in the shed. In one of my previous videos, I had just gotten that left-hand wheel hub all repacked. And this past Monday and Tuesday, we've actually been trucking corn. There's the semi. And so now we got snow coming down. Thankfully, we were able to get one bin completely emptied out in 2 days' time, so that did make it nice. And so I'm going to put my camera back in my pocket here. And now I'm back to work repacking wheel bearings. And I just got the back bearing here all repacked. I've got that bearing packer there. In fact, I'll show you when I get ready to do the outside bearing. But that thing's actually pretty handy. You just put your bearing down the side of it and push down on the little plunger, and it just pumps wheel bearing grease right all into the bearing, and works great that way. I'm hoping we don't get as much snow what they're calling for. I was watching Channel 18 out of Lafayette this morning, and right over our area, in fact, actually, both Cass and White County, they're showing potential to be anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. And so I hope they missed that, to tell you the truth. Along with wind. Now this morning, first thing, when I got up and looked out the window at my house, along about 5:30, you could see it had just started. The ground was just white and just covered, and that was all. And then, it snowed for a while, then it actually kind of slacked off, probably along about 8 o'clock. And then picked back up again. And so now it's coming down. I can actually hear it hitting on top of the shed roof. Okay, there's the back bearing stuck in there. And anyway, however, the wind has actually started to pick up. And they're calling for anywhere from 20 to 30 mile an hour wind. I think I did see one report possible up to 35. Now when it gets like that, it's definitely going to be blowing and drifting. Yuck. And so, but I took the backhoe to my house last night, and so that way if it starts drifting pretty good, I can plug the block heater in and hop in and start digging my way out, along with quite a few different neighbors. I try to keep them all opened up and driveways cleared. However, when the snow's coming down that heavy and winds are blowing, I can't really do a whole lot until it finally dies. Either the wind dies down or the snowstorm just finally moves out and it's gone. But who knows? It might be like 2014. However, in 2014, all of January, February, and about the first half of March, we had 0 or below for basically 2.5 months straight, and so it was miserable. But we've not had that now for several years. And so far this year, it's actually been pretty decent. We've had a little bit right around 0 to 10 and below, 1 or 2 nights, but so far not too bad. And so anyway, okay, then on this hub, it's got this like a retainer type ring that sits down on the back of the back bearing right there, seats in, and the grease seal. Now I will say, I don't know if anybody else has had, I've never seen a grease seal like that. I'm guessing it's just what they had back years ago. That is like a felt. It's like some kind of like a material. I took gas and washed it all out and cleaned it up. You can see it's like a fuzzy felt type stuff. And so that just sits right down the back like that. You can see it doesn't exactly seal up real tight, but I don't really care because it's not like this old tractor's going to be out in the dirt and filth all day, every day. So as long as it gets 90 to 95% and keeps the dirt out, hey, that's all I care about. Okay, now back to my bearing packer. You just set the bearing down in there like that, over top that little stem. Got this little plunger. It sits on there like that. Now, you can either take and push down on top of that thing. However, I found a little bit easier way to do it. Put it into the vise. Now you gotta be careful, otherwise you can end up breaking your packer. And just very carefully begin to put some pressure on that, and it will slowly begin to force the grease through it. And I just saw the grease pop through. Probably can't see too well on the camera, but I'll pull the plunger out, and there it is. You can see how it pushed the grease right up between all the rollers. Popped it out, done deal. That bearing's packed. Now this packer, it does have a grease zerk right there that you can take and buy tubes of wheel bearing grease, put it into a grease gun, and then pump your packer back full down here, right there where you got the grease on the bottom. I don't do that. I just get these little tubs of wheel bearing grease, and when I need to, I just take and pull that plunger out, take a putty knife, and I'll put quite a bit into it. Done deal. Because with running other kinds of grease, I don't really want to be running a bunch of wheel bearing grease in the grease gun itself. Because we actually have two grease guns. One, I use a cheaper brand of grease for just general stuff, the disc and that kind of thing. And the other grease gun, well, mainly in the fall time, I run a high grade of grease for the combines. But for just general stuff, I actually run a grease I get at Rural King called JT number 6. And it's actually a pretty decent quality grease. And I use that on the backhoe and in the springtime, both the corn and the bean planters. Just a quick side note, I don't know if you just noticed that trouble light right there, but we've been having some power. The power's been kind of flickering on and off, and I just saw a Facebook post by the power company, and they said that I guess they're having some of their main lines are kind of wanting to bounce around a little bit, and so the power might end up blinking off. It's already done it once since I've been here, and so if it goes out for a while, I got my big backup battery lights over there. I've got another set of batteries that I can throw into those. But hopefully it'll just blink off and on a few times and be done. Okay, that's got the front bearing repacked. Just got to find a clean spot to set it. There we go. And of course, got to clean up my fingers. Thankfully, it's not too cold out. Here inside the shed, take a look at the thermometer. We're hovering right at about 32. Although they are calling for the temperature throughout the day start dropping into the 20s. And I saw on the TV also they're calling for, I think it might be Friday night, if I remember right, for getting down around anywhere from 10 to 15 below zero. So that'll be a little chilly. And you just saw it, the power just went out again. So I'm not sure if it's going to be coming back on. Well, hey, there it came back on. And yes, I know, somebody will probably comment, you should pay the electric bill. Well, we're already a step ahead of you on that. Okay, there's the hub on. Got just a little bit of dirtiness right there around that outside ring. Go ahead and clean that off. Alrighty, now we're ready for the front bearing. If I can get to let go of that lid. Come on. Hey, there we go. Alrighty, there is the front bearing. Go ahead and throw the big washer in. Pop the big castle nut on. And it's about ready to roll. And there the power went out again. Now I gotta sit here and try and put this big castle nut on in the dark. And of course, it's gotta wait till I got grease all over my fingers and I can't see anything. There we go. Now it's back on. Now it's back off. And that gets really annoying. But they were calling for the since they were calling for this snow to come in, yesterday I loaded up the one generator and took it to my house. That way I can plug in and be good to go. We'll take and open up the door for now. That'll let a little bit of light in. That way at least I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And here we are, get the big backups up and going. And if I have to, we actually have a generator in this shed, and I may end up doing it. And I'll have to end up shutting the video off because you won't be able to hear anything other than that generator. But we keep a little generator right there behind the door, and because I don't know how many times over the years I have opened up the big shed door only to have the power go out and the door's up. And so we use that generator, that way we can plug in and put the door back down. Because we got a hook up here that we can tie into, and it'll power the whole entire shed. And like I was saying, at my house, I have the same thing. I can set up inside my garage, plug my generator in, and shut the main off. You always want to do that. That way you don't send any kind of back feed down the line, and you're good to go. Okay, well, this video is pretty near 15 minutes long. But at least you saw what I was doing, and I'm going to finish tightening down that castle nut, put the cotter key into it, throw the hubcap on, and put the tires on, and it'll be good to go. And like I say, thankfully I do have my two big cordless lights over here. You can see them right there. They're on a tripod. Got those here a while back. Well, probably about a good year ago, from Napa. And they were pretty expensive, but they're really handy. They have 3 different light settings: low, medium, and high. And right now they're just on low. And get back here, you can see how well they light everything up just on low. On the high setting, if I remember correctly, I think they are approximately 4,500 to 5,000 lumen each when you turn them on high, so that really throws out a lot of light. And so anyway, that's a cold, snowy Wednesday morning of what I'm doing. Take care.